They weren't just chasing a rank, they stayed steady when it got hard. They breathed through the doubt. They rested, recharged, and rose. They kept their vitals intact. Today, they don't just rank, they embody the rhythm of resilience.
Hi everyone, and very happy to greet Dr. Maria. Dr. Jes Maria Benny has been a student of ours at DBMCI Live 360, and she's from Calcutta Medical College and has secured a rank of 79 this year in NEET PG'25. So a big congratulations to you, Dr. Jes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
How are you feeling, Dr. Jes?
I am definitely feeling very happy. I was not expecting this rank, so yeah, this was a very surprising thing for me today.
We all are happy from the DBMCI family. The entire DBMCI family is so happy and proud of you. I'm very sure the same feeling must be in your personal family as well, right?
Yes, sir, definitely.
How did the celebration go? Talk about that.
It was good. Actually, I was not home when the results came. I was traveling. So I gave my parents a quick phone call, and yeah, no one was expecting this rank because I thought my exam had gone bad. I told them it was not very good, uh, but so they were also not expecting a very good rank. But yeah, definitely now I reached back home, and all were very happy, and yeah, we were just discussing how things do and what should we do to celebrate this.
Yeah, it's a great day for you. In fact,
Yes,
all
yes,
of
sir.
us, your juniors, your friends, your colleagues, your seniors, everyone wants to hear more of you today. So I'll start about knowing more about you. Please introduce yourself here.
Okay, myself, I'm Jes Maria Benny. I completed my MBBS from, I'm from Kerala, actually Ernakulam, Kerala. I completed my MBBS from Calicut Medical College. I belong to the 2018 batch. Uh, yeah, and this was my NEET second attempt. I did, my first attempt was straight after my internship. And then 1 year I took a gap to prepare for this NEET PG exam. And yeah, this was my second attempt.
So Naria, can you please let us know of your NEET PG'24 result?
Okay, I got around 56,000 was my. I don't remember the exact number, but yes, it was around 56,000.
That's what you can achieve, dear. For those who are still getting a rank of 50, 60, or maybe a rank of 80,000, you have that in you. It's just about the consistent effort that you can make. We just will know about from more about from that from Maria, how you can do that. But it's very much possible. And so this whole interview is dedicated to all of you who might be thinking, is it at all possible for you to get that rank? So here is it, Dr. Maria. Dr. Maria, batao, कि you are our DMC Live 360 student, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you attended all the classes
Yes, I attempted all the classes.
and you make the notes of all of them?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Your own handwritten notes or use the printed notes? What did you use?
No, I made my own handwritten note because it was difficult for me to follow something which was written by someone else, and it was pretty easy to follow this when I hear the class and I write this, and then revisions were also much better with my own notes.
That's very true. So Maria, tell me, so when the classes time, it what students do tell us that sir, it's very difficult to catch up with the classes. We don't get time for a
Mm,
revision. Or some of the students would say, no, sir, I get a time for revision and I'm able to finish those subjects
mm,
when the next subject starts.
mm.
What was your way of doing this?
I used to
Do you?
revise the notes immediately after the classes. Yeah,
Mhm.
I tried to keep everything on track, but yeah, definitely there were some backlogs in between. But whenever there was a gap between two subjects, or I don't know, there was during between a few subjects, we might get a few extra days like that. So I used to cover my backlogs during that time. And yeah, on a particular day after the class of that day, I used to read the notes and I tried to cover a few questions also. I used to do a custom module with that topic.
So what the schedule that was given to you, were you able to follow it up or were you just lagging behind that schedule?
I tried to follow it. Yeah, I was almost on track with the schedule, except when I had some things which were really necessary where I should attend something else, or I had some other involvements. I had one of two subjects, a few days of a few subjects pending. So I did that whenever I got a gap in between.
Okay, right,
Yeah.
right.
I
Sir,
finished my
now tell me,
classes with the live schedule itself.
So it means it was very important for you to have the fixed class schedule. So was it really
Yes, yes.
helping you to maintain the schedule, or were you still this whole schedule? But my question is, this whole schedule that you're
Mm,
following in the DBMCI life, was it really
mm,
helping you to maintain that schedule of yours, your own reading, or you could have done the
mm.
same without the live classes as well?
No, I am basically someone who's bad in making a schedule and following it. I it is much easier for me when someone else gives me a schedule and then I try to follow it. So for me,
No,
it was very
it's so
helpful
brave
when
to
the I had.
accept this because I would say that 98% of the students are very bad in following a schedule, including me as well. I was also the same type. So I needed someone who can just hammer me up and I'll study. Right. So tell me about what were the schedules that because even though all of the students do follow the same schedule, but some of them are able to continue the schedule, some of them are lagging behind. So what was those habits that you were developing during classes that you were not lagging behind in the classes?
Yeah,
How much would you
I
use? Would
basically
you
had.
study for daily? How many hours you put in the day class days? How many hours you would put in between the class days? Let's talk about those things.
Okay, I basically used to get up at 7 and sleep at 1 most of the days. So yeah, I used to sleep around 6.5 hours, and rest of the time would go for classes and notes and studying. So that was almost a fixed routine for me. And then during the days when I had classes, I used to attend the classes. Then after that, these class mostly it used to be a long, a long day with the classes. So I used to take a few minutes, or maybe a half an hour to 1 hour, 1 hour gap, and then I used to resume reading. I mean, my studies, my own studies, read the notes and do Western Bank, and that I used to do till around 12:30 or 1 o'clock. So that for me, my sleep was really important. So I couldn't compromise on on my time for sleeping.
I believe
But
that
yeah,
sleeping
that
is a
actually
charging
helped
mode.
me.
Sleep is a charging mode. So once you don't get charged
Yeah,
up, you will not be able to study the next day. So sleeping is
yeah,
surely
yeah. The
important.
next day
And
was, yeah. It helped me actually. It actually helped me to stay fresh the next day, so I could catch up with the class. And then somehow I used to get time for catching up with the backlogs. With usually the days between the classes, that those days I utilize for catching up with rest of the which I was spending.
okay, wonderful. So now talk about the MCQs. Like which question bank were you using to solve all the questions, dear?
I used Mado Question Bank.
You use Marrow question bank. Okay. So what is the way of preparing the question bank? Were you solving the custom modules? Were you solving only the PYQs? What was your way of doing the same?
Initially, I when on those days when we had classes, I used to do custom. I mean, the recent I used hashtags recent NEET and aims, and then I used to do custom module on that topic. And when I finished the subject, I used to do the PYQs of that subject. That was during
Okay.
my when the classes were going on, and during my first revision, I mainly focused on the PYQs. Mm, and then during second revision, I did extra questions. Like I made a mixed custom module with using all the hashtags. And
Okay.
also I did the PYQ separately so that I don't lose focus on the PYQ topics. And during the
How many
third
MCQs did you solve
revision,
on a daily basis, dear? How many MCQs did you
I'm
solve on
sorry,
a daily
sir.
basis? Sorry to interrupt you. How many questions did you solve
Um,
on daily basis?
Initially, during the classes, I think I did around 50 to 100 per daily, and then during my first revision, it actually depended on which subject I was revising and which how many topics I covered during that day. And I think during the first revision, I did around 150 to 200, and during my second revision, I actually increased my PYQs to around maybe 400. I actually solved 100 question custom module per topic. So I think that would go around 400 MCQs daily. And then again during the third revision, I went back to PYQs mainly and custom module,
Okay.
maybe
Wonderful.
around
Wonderful.
200.
So tell me, Maria, that when you read a question of the PYQs, what do you see all the explanation of the questions, or you just looking at the question and the answer, and for the explanations you look at the notes? What did you do?
I actually went back to my notes because um initially during the preparation phases I kept going back to my notes because for me I had to repeatedly. I was someone who actually didn't notice most of the part while reading it myself. I used to notice the things when I go wrong on a question. I used to come back and I say, okay, this was there, it was there even in the note. That was my that was my type of doing it. So I had to go back to my notes to get that into my head. So I always went back to my notes. Plus, when I had time, I used to read the explanation of the PYQ questions only, not other questions.
So I believe that's a very important point. For those who are watching this live, please understand notes with a question and then integrating the notes with the question. That's very important. You just cannot keep on reading the notes separately. And when you look at the questions of any question bank, you should come back again and again to the notes because that was gives you confidence. Because what I also believe, Maria, is that every time you see a question of a question bank, whatever question bank you're solving, it will always give some new information. The question
Mm,
is that new information so important? Because we believe as a faculty, if the new information is
mm,
so important, then what about the notes? The notes will give you the
yeah.
maximum questions. So just I think we should stick to the notes. And so anyone who is following this
Yes.
video, please understand solving question is very important. It helps you to understand how much you have understood the topic. But when you have any confusion, you should come back to the main notes and then integrate the notes with the question bank. That's a very well pointed point, put point for you, Maria, Dr. Maria. So Maria, to talk about this notes now. So like after reading the notes that is or watching the videos that is a DBMCI 360 live. So how much time it took you for the revision purpose for the first revision?
First revision, I think I took nearly 2 months, around 2 months, 2.5 months.
Around 2 months. Okay. So the schedule you made
Mm.
for yourself or you followed some schedule there?
I actually followed the auto mentorship schedule.
Okay, okay. So tell me
Mm.
about this. When you follow a schedule, it's very difficult to also get a momentum going, right? Because
Yes.
schedules are with everyone. But once the classes are over, the momentum becomes very important and that requires a lot of consistency, right? So, what was
Mm.
your
Mm.
motivation that you have to read it? What was going on in your head that time?
I think I stayed in a hostel during my preparation time and I had my
Hmm.
friends around and I used the reading room to
Okay,
study. So I had everyone around me studying and for me a schedule was really important. I wanted a schedule to be on track. And every day I used to watch the auto mentorship program also. The
okay. Tell me,
15
Maria,
minutes meeting every day.
that's obviously important for your motivation. So,
Mm.
you used to study in a library. You have friends around you,
Mm.
and your
Yes.
friends might be also studying with you.
Yes.
What do you think is one single point that you could crack with this rank which you are still not able to digest that this was your rank. So what was that single point that you think that this actually helped me, sir, and I got this rank? What was that extra effort you did?
Um, I think I I think the MCQ part, going back to the notes actually has was I think not everyone used to go back to the notes after you make a question wrong. So for me, going back to the notes helped me. Like it was easy for me to recollect because I made a question wrong. I went back to the note, and the next time I see it, yes, I know this is there in the note in this part. So that actually helped me. And I think when I discussed with my friends, not many were doing that.
Maya, do you know why did I ask you this question? I didn't want to put any answer in your mouth because uh, when I'm getting this message today, I'm getting a lot of messages, and many of them are saying, "Sir, I read the notes, but I could not recollect the notes in the exam." And this is
Mm.
exactly what opposite thing you're telling to us. Sir, I read the notes. I could recollect everything from the notes in the exam. So what is
Yeah.
different in your preparation was you had a confusion, you went back to the notes became your best friend.
Yes, because even after reading my notes and doing solving the questions, I made many questions wrong. It was only after coming back and seeing the notes. Even during my last revision, I think I had even during the last revision when I saw new questions and I went back to the notes. Yes, that was the time I was noticing that this point was there in the note. So for me, doing questions and coming back to the notes were important to
Important. Okay.
get. be in
Acha,
touch
tell
with
me
them.
about the
So
grand test now. Like how many grand tests you gave while in your preparation time?
I think initially for I started my preparation in August, and
Hmm.
I think till October November I gave 1 GT per month, and after the
Hmm.
classes were over, I started with 2 GTs during my first revision. Somewhere in between my first revision, I started with 2 GTs per month, and then during my second revision onwards, I started with 1 GT per week. Sorry. Yeah, between the second revision, I started with 1 GT per week.
Okay, okay. So, Maria, how was your scores going on in that GT grand tests?
Initially, it was not good, obviously, because we were just starting with it
Hmm.
and I was getting in touch. And once after all the subjects were over, and I made a read of all the subjects notes, and then that was the time when my GT score started improving. And I think my GT scores considerably increased when I started solving more of MCQs. And mm, yeah, yeah, that was the main thing that gave me a jump in my GT scores,
Okay,
mainly solving more of MCQs and also writing a GT prepared. Initially, I just used to go write a GT, but towards the last, I used to revise the points which I was consistently making wrong. That helped me to improve my GT score. Also, that helped me, stay in touch with those topics. So it was gradually becoming easy for me. Those topics were gradually getting easy for me.
okay, okay. So, Maria, now let's come back to the final phase of the preparation. You have read the notes, you have solved so many questions, you have done the grand tests. In the final part of your preparation, we all want something to finalize this entire course with
Yeah.
a short way of preparation. Did you use some short courses as well?
I had done one short program of DBMCI.
Okay. So, did you like that program, dear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, definitely.
You watched all those videos, all the one shot.
Yes, I watched all those videos because those videos helped me in recognizing which topics were important, uh, which consistently those topics from which consistently questions were coming, and which parts I had to focus more. So yeah, and I actually didn't use the DBM's one shot note as such. I mainly marked the topics in my main notes, which I was consistently getting wrong and which were important also.
Okay, that's a wonderful strategy. In fact, I talk about always in
Mm.
my classes that when you revise something, especially in the final phase of your preparation, you can watch the videos of short durations. That's very good. But then you should again read the notes that you have read beforehand.
Mhm.
Because if you don't read the notes will become your enemy and you will never want to read the notes again. So reading these notes again and again really makes it so easy to be revised in the later part. Uh, there's a few final questions, dear Maria. Any favorite faculty you feel in DPMC that you feel is was really above, and you can remember them for a long time?
Mm, I don't know if I can pick up specifically someone, but yeah, I think some of them had some specific features which really influenced you, and I think Nafis's method of teaching was uh, very helpful for us. Like micro revisions were really very easy, and they stayed in our head also. Initially, while watching his classes, I thought okay, this way of memorizing won't help me, but actually, that was something which made my revision very easy. His notes were very consolidated and very planned notes actually. Okay, that made you could finish your micro revision very quickly. And I think also Jaser, we felt like he was a very sincere teacher. He, he made the most use of his time during classes, and also he used to reply to our doubts very quickly. We didn't have to wait much time, and he actually replied to all the doubts I had asked him, and also very immediately. And then I think Rajat's class were very good. Like we could stay very active in his classes. And his Praveen's classes, I think Sir used concepts to, in Sir's class, almost all the concepts were very clear. So that actually helped in understanding and indirectly helped in memorizing things very easily.
Okay, nice to know this. Final question. So, you like to thank anyone in particular in the entire preparation journey that you had this time?
Yes, I think there are many to thank my parents, my family, my friends, and the faculties. everyone who stayed with me, because yeah, during the preparation phase we would have our, our mental health would be bad. We used to have our ups and downs. After, after every GTs we will be like, either we would be very sad or we would be like okay. But through all those times, it was the family, friends who stuck with us, who helped us stay motivated. And yes, the faculties, of course, who made the topics very consolidated. You know, I think DBMCI notes were very helpful for me, because they were consolidated, but they were enough. So I think that helped me. So
Okay,
I
like it was
actually
really
thank
wonderful talking
everyone.
to you, Dr. Maria. Like it was uh, insightful interview that I had. I got to know a lot of our friends who was watching this video. But I really get to know how to integrate the notes with the questions, how to plan your GTs, how to improve the GTs, and finally how to just finalize everything in the last of the preparation by using short courses. At the same time, do not forget the main notes. So really wonderful talking to you. I wish you all the best in the future from the entire
Thank you,
DBC
sir.
family, our faculties. Best wishes to all of to you in your near future.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
Take care
so
and
much.
thanks a
Mm,
lot, dear, for your
Thank
time.
you, sir.
Bye bye.
Yeah, thank you.
The journey doesn't end here. Keep your rhythm, hold your balance, breathe, reset, rise.